this video, I'm going to address all you secret agents out there who are so excited about your network marketing business, but you're not telling anybody about it. Are you a stealth recruiter? Aloha, Mark J, coming to you from our backyard here in beautiful Kauai, Hawaii. We're going to talk about growth today, just like these, what are these, orchids that are growing. There's about 600 of them over there. We'll show them to you another day. We want to talk about your business, and we want to talk about the Simple Six. By the way, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell up there or over there someplace, because you're going to want to know each time we put up a video. We've decided that people like learning in little 10 to 15 minute blocks, maybe a little bit less. They really like it when the whiteboard hits me in the back. But you can't stop me because I got the mental mindset. You gotta have fun with this thing. So I wore a nighttime shirt to remind myself and remind you, you've got to talk to people about your business. You can't wear black at night. In other words, you can't hide in plain sight, which is what people are doing today on social media, pretending that they're being friends with people and gathering names and all that. Recruiting is the easiest part of the business if you've been following us on the Simple Six. Now, if you haven't, before you tune in on recruiting and see what I have to say versus the gurus, okay, the guru's in you, by the way. It's built on the Simple Six. This is mindset, is the first three parts, which is purpose, attitude, and written plan expressed in continuous action. And we talked about 80% of your time on the main thing, which is talking to people about the business that aren't in the business for yourself or your teammates. A real positive mental attitude, not quotes, and a real purpose in life. And we talked last time about how to increase your volume 9 times with one simple sentence, but it all starts right here. So this is the method, okay? So again, if you just got here, I can't urge you more strongly to understand that these are in order for a reason. And why are they in order for a reason? Well, they were put together by this guy who built the largest, most successful sales force in history. And while some of the techniques have changed over 30, 40 years, the truth is principles endure, right? Things like integrity and honesty and transparency. So we got the mindset, get that right, and recruiting gets easy. If you think you're going to get people in the business and then you're going to be happy and have the right mindset, my suggestion is get on Xanax and keep taking it, because it's not going to work for you, okay? Like we've told many people before, we just talked to Henry and John C. formerly from Washington, D.C., now down in Houston. My good friend Henry up in New Hampshire. I'm not your friend, I'm your coach. You might not like what Dave and I have to say, but if you just stay with it, you'll find that it's the truth. So recruiting is the easiest part of the business. Let me tell you why this really doesn't work. Because people are pretending, right, to be interested in other people. And if these people are, and what you're doing is you're carrying a hidden agenda. That's a kind of a sophisticated way to say that you're trying to con these people. You carry this idea by wrapping yourself in virtue and saying, I help people with their problems. Well, here's the problem with recruiting people with problems is you get generally problem people, and they're going to keep being problems. Let me just give you one of the principles out of Think and Grow Rich and out of the success system that never fails. You usually end up with what you start with. Let me say that again. It's a little deeper than it sounds. You usually end up with what you start with. So if you go pretend to be people's friend on social media, exploit their problems, and then bring them in the business, you're bringing in problem people that you conned into the business. And you're going to have to continue to con them to stay in the business rather than people that are PhDs, poor, hungry, determined, okay, that are positive, that want to ascend, okay? This is what you're looking for, and we do this with a little diagram like this that I'm going to explain to you that's called the hero's journey, okay? Now, I had two really nice people ask more than once, and that would be Daryl and John. It said one of them wanted to know about inviting, and the other one wanted to know about showing the business. So we actually have that. There's a couple of videos up there that show you how to show the business without showing the marketing plan. And this is method, okay? But how do you invite people? Well, first of all, you have to understand the limbic system, okay? Otherwise, you're playing the lottery, right? So let's kill the lottery attitude right now, okay? Here's the lottery thing. I can't fail, I can only quit. You can't fail, you can only quit. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. I'm going to hang in there. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. I have goals. I'm not going to quit. All this nonsense is, and here's it all built around one statement. You just have to find the right people. That's the biggest lie. Okay, biggest lie in network marketing. And that is something that's spun by a lot of second-rate trainers and gurus who never learned how to develop people. Now, you might think I'm dilly-dallying here to what you want to get to, but what I'm doing is I'm building anticipation in you. And that's what recruiting is all about. You're curious, how does he get people in? Rejection-free. How does he get people to agree? Let's kill the lottery mindset. I just have to find the right people. Let's take Mary Milquetoast from Mississippi. She's in the business 7 months. Her sister joined because her sister felt sorry for her. She's not going to build a business, and she's got a great health and nutrition product, and she put her mother on it. And she's walking around saying, I can't fail, I can only quit. I can't fail, I can only quit. I just have to find the right people. I just have to find the right people. I just have to find the right people. She gets on the conference calls. Oh, I just have to find, they just saying, just have to find the right people. Don't quit, don't quit. What's she thinking? After 7 months, she's going to sponsor someone in the business, and what hasn't worked for 7 months is going to change her life with this one person? This is a lottery mentality. This is not what professionals do in any field. What professionals do is identify the area that is going to drive the business, and it's usually one or two in any business. And in ours, it's one, because we taught you in the last video how to fuse together retailing and recruiting. And so we're going to kill the lottery mentality, which we just did. I mean, don't you think it's kind of stupid to say you just have to find the right people? Thinking what? You are going to sponsor someone, and what hasn't worked for you for 7 months is going to work for them? Forget about it. Okay, so that's the biggest lie. How you diffuse it is understanding the limbic system. The limbic system is the part of the brain that evaluates reward potential of a judgment call. So when you make a three-way, here's you, here's your person you sponsored, and here's their prospect. When you make a call to this person, you're going to ask for 2 minutes of their time. They're going to make a judgment. When you ask them to extend the conversation, because they said, yeah, they'd look, they're going to extend, okay? They're going to make a judgment. Okay? When you ask them to look at the business, they're going to make a judgment. When you ask them to enroll, they're going to make a judgment. And where's the big money in network marketing? It is not here, it's here. It's building people that can build teams that build teams without you. That's the big money in network marketing. So this is engage. When you ask them to engage in the activities, they're going to make a judgment. Where is this judgment made? It's made in the limbic system that evaluates the reward potential of a judgment call. So we invented a thing called framed firelighters because I know people don't like rejection. What's a framed firelighter? Framed fire lighter. A framed firelighter, the frame, here's that person, the limbic system is going to, and this is known as fast thinking. You have two speeds, everybody does, of thinking. And by the way, if you think this is NLP or anything like that, then you're wrong, okay? You have two speeds of thinking, fast and slow. And what you want to do is use a frame firelighter so it bypasses fast thinking and moves into their slow thinking, okay? What's fast thinking? Well, fast thinking, you couldn't get through the day without it. Your mind doesn't go pick my left leg up and put it down, pick my right leg up and put it down, put my left leg up and put it, you'd be exhausted by the end of the day. Breathe in, breathe out. You couldn't do that. So it runs everything. And what it does is it makes decisions 7 seconds before your conscious mind is even aware on it, based on perception. Uh-oh. So if you talk about planned product or company, they think selling. We told you in a previous video, nobody likes to sell. You're dead in the water, baby. Because they say, oh, this is selling stuff. You don't want to sell stuff. It's probably one of those pyramid things you don't like selling. And you're dead in the water, okay? Where I want them is in slow thinking. What's an example of slow thinking? Well, if I said 27 times 14, you know that you could solve that. But right now your eyes are dilating a little bit. Your heartbeat is going up. And you know that you could solve it, but it's a lot of work. That is now slow thinking. So a framed firelighter is going to bypass fast thinking and light the fire of hope within them for a better life. How did I discover this? Well, myself and my wife discovered this years ago in a very, very interesting study, which was by Joseph Campbell. Joseph Campbell is not a network marketer. He discovered what's known as the hero's journey. And this is a story. This is the life someone knows, and this is the unknown. Oh, let's say known and unknown. Okay. And so this is a story that's inside every story that's ever been told. Every story that's ever been told. Let me say it one more time. Every story that's ever been told. Every parable in Scripture. Noah, Moses, Jonah, Gideon. Every movie from Gone with the Wind, Harry Met Sally. You can Google or go on YouTube and look up Hero's Journey, The Matrix. Most people now know that The Matrix is not a movie. It's actually a documentary of the hero's journey, and it's a knockoff of Star Wars, which is the hero's journey. It's in every movie. George Lucas worked very closely with Joseph Campbell. So let's talk about the recruiting cycle. At step 1, we strike interest, we sort, and we book a follow-up. Folks, this is when they join or don't join, right here. They don't know they're in yet, but when they're ready to join you at the next step with an open mind. Step 2 is you show them your stuff, okay? And step 3 is you collect a decision. And I want to say something about collecting decisions. Okay, I don't care what anybody tells you in network marketing. If you want to live your dream, you want to live in your own Kauai, this is the job. There's 2 things that I was never taught when I failed 5 times in the 80s. What the objective of the business is, teams that build teams without you. Team of 20 that goes to 30, one that goes to 40 from 20. Those 30 new people came in. I had nothing to do with it. That's the leverage of the business. So, and what's a distributor's job is to collect decisions. It's not to build relationships. It's not to educate people about the product. It's to collect decisions. So if you look at this, at step 1, you want to use a frame firelighter. So they say yes to looking. This is what's known as heralding. Okay, this is when our hero, this is known as the hero's journey. This is when our hero gets a call to action, and your job is to get them to step into the unknown. How do you do that? By having the prospect build reward potential in the limbic system. So how did I recruit people? And I'm going to give you a link right down there. It's called freenetworkskills.biz. That'll give you a frame firelighter and the most people skill, and in less than 2 minutes, they're ready to buy and ready to join. And I don't mean they're ready to pull out their credit card. They're ready to buy your next suggestion and join you with an open mind. If you learn how to have them tell you why they joined the business, and this is all I really do. Let's say we were with a cell phone deal, and it was Davine's prospect. And so she introduced me, and that's a skill that you can find right on our site. It's called What Goes Through the Prospect's Head. Again, there's nothing for sale on our site at worldslaziestnetworker.com. So I would say to him, hey, thanks for taking the call. I'm just going to take 2 minutes like Davine said. Let me give you the backstory first, though. Met Davine through a personal acquaintance, and based on her integrity alone, we asked her to join as a partner, and we're glad she did because she's trustworthy. What am I doing? Well, she just introduced and edified me. I'm reminding this guy or gal that she has credibility. That's all we're doing. And you're probably wondering, what are we partnering on? Well, it's based on the fact, and this is a frame firelighter called Instant Rapport. It's based on the fact, this is what I would tell them, that virtually everyone has a cell phone today. More and more people are doing more in their cells every day. Some people have found a way that have kept an open mind to get paid on hundreds of cell phone bills every day with already existing carriers. Now, most people, once they hear that, they get excited or curious. They want to get more information. But honestly, Jack, some of them don't. You know the type. They'd rather smoke dope, do lines blow, and surf the internet for porn rather than take 15 minutes and check something out that could help themselves and their family. I don't have time to get into it today, but their limbic system is going to put them in the first group. They don't have a choice. So they're going to say, yeah, sure, I'll take it. So may we get you some information? May we? They're not going to say, no, you may not, because they want to prove to Davine and you that they are in that first group that was curious or excited. They're not in that second group. And I actually said that to people because I understand the limbic system. At our site, you can learn a lot more about that. Again, there's nothing for sale. There's no funnels or any of that nonsense there. But basically, at this point, they're going to say yes. I'm going to say, Davine said you're a person of your word. And would it be okay if we stayed on the phone for another couple minutes just to make sure that this isn't a waste of time for you or Dave or myself? Would that be okay with you? They'll always answer yes to that because that is one of those brain-freezing questions. And when they say yes to that, I'm going to say, well, before I ask you this one question, I'm going to use a horrible word. It's a 4-letter word. It's a terrible word. And I didn't want you to be shocked by it before I ask this question. That 4-letter word is hate. You wait for count of 4 and you say hate. And what's happening? They're trying to figure out what it is. They're in slow thinking. I hate it when people ask me questions and then try to use my words against me, so I'm not going to do that with you. So here's my question. We've all had this experience in traffic, coffee at second coffee, 3 in the morning when we wake up. We think, my life would be so much better if I had a little bit more of this or a little bit less of that. So why don't we start with more of? What would you like a little bit more of in your life? Now, what they're going to do is they're going to build value in their limbic system, which means they're ready to buy and ready to join when they show up. And that's why we sponsored better than 94% of the people that we sat with. That's how you recruit. Learn the skills. There's plenty of them at the site. Start with freenetworkskills.biz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. And we'll be back next time with a really short video, because once they're in, all you're really doing is teaching them the first 5 things, and that's pretty simple. Peace out. We'll see you on the beaches of the world.